Right, we are 1 minute to launch. We're live at the European Spaceport in French Guiana for the launch of Sentinel 2C. Our very best wishes to all the teams.
Go Sentinel 2C.
They're off. Sentinel 2C and Vega are blazing a trail across the equatorial skies here over Europe's spaceport in French Guiana, heading north out over the Atlantic towards the Caribbean islands, burning the first 3 stages. The first stage, of course, burning now, getting us away from the gravity of the Earth. Vega really shoots into the sky, Damien, doesn't she?
Yeah, it does, and we could feel the rumble-tumble here in the commentary cabin. So the S.p.A delivers a powerful thrust about 230 tons, equivalent to twice its weight. It just results in a very rapid acceleration. So the first stage, its mass in propellants is 89 tons, and it is made of a special material called filament wound carbon epoxy.
And we're looking here at fantastic images and separation there of the P80 first stage and switch on of the second stage, the Z23. So at this point in time, we've lost about 2/3 of our weight. And we're hearing that the propulsion is nominal. And the trajectory is nominal. And of course, the idea is to get rid of mass when it's no longer needed.
As soon as each solid stage has used its propellant, yes, we jettison it. So that's why we split a rocket into different stages to avoid dragging unnecessary mass into space.
And we're burning the Z23 second stage, Z for Zafiro, which is a type of wind, a gentle and favorable west wind.
It is often associated with bringing speed and good weather. It very much aligns with the goal of the Vega launcher, which aims at providing reliable and efficient access to space. So, Katie, it's a poetic note to the idea of a smooth and successful journey.
And the fairing at the front of the rocket there, you can see Sentinel 2C inside. And we're getting news there that coming towards the end of the burning of the Z23. Our altitude there on the top right-hand side, 113 kilometers above the Earth, and bottom, the vitesse is our speed, traveling at nearly 4 kilometers per second. Separation there of the second stage, and there's a short delay before we then get the ignition of the third stage. That's to avoid any collisions up in space.
Absolutely. So
And we have separation now of the fairing. That's been jettisoned. We don't need it anymore. And if you look at the altitude, we're 130 kilometers above Earth. We're hearing that the propulsion is nominal, and so is the trajectory, everything going according to plan. And we can see Sentinel-2C, Damien, for the first time. It's that gold structure at the front.
Yes, so we can see the 3.4 meter long satellite attached to the Avio upper stage. So the gold part is a thermal insulation. It was specifically designed in the 50s to protect satellites from the extreme temperatures in space. And since then, it has been developed for all kinds of uses here on Earth. That includes emergency blankets, like the one you might have in your car.
Well, I don't actually have one in my car, but I know the ones you mean. They're very crinkly and noisy. And you can see there we lifted off from the Arianespace Center. The Galileo was the tracking station here, and now we're using the San Jean du Maroni. And if you look at the picture there, you can see there's just one solar panel today.
Yes, it is to maximize reliability and efficiency while meeting the satellite's power requirements. So satellites must be as lightweight as possible, as you know, and every kilo counts, every little helps. And so the speed should go just a bit under 8 kilometers per second, so we are heading toward that.
And everything is going according to plan. Everything is nominal. These images on the right-hand side are the computer-generated images. They're kind of a 3D animation of what's been planned right now in space, and they're pretty well as close as we can get to real-time imagery, aren't they?
Yes, so our mission analysis teams plan a precise set of events, and we put that in a computer, and it shows us the behavior that they have predicted. That includes orientation with respect to the Earth and the Sun. We put a lot of effort into it to make it true to life. The satellite is modeled from 3D plans, obviously. For the textures of the different parts of the satellite, we use photos to try and reproduce how they really look like. For instance, the thermal insulation that we just mentioned.
And it's really useful to have those images because, of course, the problem with space is that it's in space, so you actually can't see what's happening. Getting close now to separation, there we go, of the third stage. That's been confirmed. And so we've got away from Earth in 6.5 minutes. This is the speed, of course, that we're traveling, 7.5 coming up to kilometers per second. So we can really start the next phase of the flight now, Damien. Our flight path takes us up north. We're heading up over the Caribbean towards the east coast of Canada. We're crossing the Arctic and back down over Southeast Asia to the west coast of Australia, and that's where we're going to be releasing our satellite. Why north?
So the satellite will be in a fixed position over the Earth, north to south, with the Earth rotating below it. Imagine, Katie, you're peeling an orange, stripe by stripe.
I'm just going to stop you there. We've had confirmation of acquisition of signal at Bermuda. So yes, stripe by stripe.
Yes. The Sentinel-2s peel very wide stripes. Each swathe is nearly 300 kilometers, so they can image our entire planet in 5 days.
Amazing. And we've got the switch on time now. This is the scheduled moment to switch on the engine of the Avio upper stage. We have that confirmed. This is an important moment, actually, in the flight. Trajectory is nominal, we're hearing. We've really started the next phase now of this part of the journey because the Avio or Avio has taken the wheel, and its job is to deliver our passenger to its required orbit.
Yes, it must be very precise. We must release Sentinel-2C on exactly the right injection orbit, nearly 800 kilometers altitude, with the correct inclination, which is 98.5 degrees. But first we have to get there, so the first Avio boost is for reaching an intermediate elliptical orbit. After that stage, we'll cut off.
And Avio means attitude and vernier upper module. Bit of a mouthful.
Absolutely. So in engineering, a vernier is a precision tool. It refers to the precision required of the Avio, which can deliver satellites at different orbits. So it needs to perform satellite fine pointing before separating it. That is why we need liquid propulsion. It allows for more precision maneuvers than powder, because powder is more suited to provide raw power.
Indeed. One of the features of the Avio upper stage is that it can actually restart its engine. And for Vega, the first generation model, this one that we're using today, that's up to 5 times. But for Vega C, it's even more, isn't it? And I know this is important, but just can you explain to people why?
It allows the Avio to deploy different payloads into separate orbits, much like an elevator, stopping at multiple floors. It's a big advantage of the Vega series. Not all launchers can actually reignite their upper stage. So today there is only one separation for one customer, but for some launches it's common to adjust the orbit between 2 or more separations. So Vega C has the impressive ability to reignite its engine up to 8 times. This allows us to reach up to 3 different orbits with Vega C.
And that's very, very important when you've got different passengers wanting to get off the bus at different bus stops. So here we are 10 minutes into our flight. We are 310 kilometers high. We've traveled nearly 3,000 kilometers across the planet if you were to draw a straight line along the Earth. And our speed nearly... oh, you'll have to excuse me, folks. I've got a bit of a cough.
Yeah, so basically we will be now picking up the signal in Gatineau in Quebec, Canada in about just a few seconds. We are waiting for confirmation.
Indeed, and if we look at the left-hand side of our screen, we can see the planned flight path with the white cross is the actual position of the rocket.
So we just acquired Gatineau. Hello, Gatineau.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls in Gatineau, in Canada.
So the speed is roughly 7.5 kilometers per second. That's the equivalent of 27,000 kilometers.
And we're looking here at the